Trade rumors: Toronto Maple Leafs and Columbus Blue Jackets in potential negotiations. The NHL trade market remains active, and recent rumors suggest that the Toronto Maple Leafs might be exploring a deal involving Francois Beauchemin and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Although sources have confirmed that the Blue Jackets are no longer actively pursuing a trade for the defenseman, this doesn't rule out the possibility of a deal. Brian Burke, the Leafs general manager, has reportedly informed other teams that Beauchemin is available, which could spark interest from multiple franchises, including the Blue Jackets. With the pressure of attractive offers from other teams, Columbus might reconsider its stance and return to the negotiating table. One name mentioned in discussions is R.J. Umberger. The Blue Jackets forward could be an intriguing addition for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it's likely that Burke would need to present a more enticing proposal to secure his services. As rumors continue to swirl, the question remains: will the Leafs and Blue Jackets strike a deal? Fans are eagerly following the developments of this potential trade. Beauchemin has been a dependable defenseman for the Maple Leafs, providing leadership and a physical presence on the blue line. However, his availability suggests that Toronto may be looking to shake up its roster or address other areas of need, such as scoring depth or defensive consistency. The Blue Jackets, on the other hand, have been exploring ways to improve their lineup as they aim to stay competitive in a tough division. Acquiring Beauchemin could bolster their defense and add veteran experience, which could be invaluable during the playoffs. One of the challenges in these negotiations is finding a mutually beneficial deal. While Beauchemin brings value to Columbus, the Leafs will undoubtedly seek significant assets in return, potentially including prospects or high draft picks. For Toronto, R.J. Umberger represents an enticing target due to his versatility and scoring ability. Adding a player like Umberger could provide the Leafs with a much-needed boost on offense, particularly in secondary scoring roles. Columbus may be hesitant to part ways with Umberger, as he has been a consistent contributor for the team. However, with the right incentives, such as additional players or picks, the Leafs might be able to sway the Blue Jackets into making the deal. The timing of this potential trade is also critical. With the trade deadline approaching, both teams will need to weigh their options carefully to ensure they maximize value and address their roster needs. Fans and analysts alike are closely monitoring this situation. While no deal is guaranteed, the discussions between the Maple Leafs and Blue Jackets could set the stage for one of the most intriguing trades of the season. As speculation continues to grow, both teams are under pressure to make decisions that will shape their playoff aspirations and future success. Will the Leafs and Jackets find common ground, or will these rumors remain just that, rumors? Time will tell. The ongoing speculation surrounding a potential trade between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets has sparked significant interest in the hockey world. Both teams are in positions where strategic roster changes could greatly influence their respective seasons, and Francois Beauchemin's availability adds a fascinating layer to the narrative. Brian Burke's decision to shop Beauchemin demonstrates the Leafs' willingness to explore bold moves to improve their lineup. This signals a broader strategy that focuses on restructuring and potentially investing in younger talent or players who can provide immediate impact. For Columbus, the opportunity to bring in a player like Beauchemin could address some of their pressing defensive gaps. His experience and leadership on the ice could be exactly what the team needs to solidify their blue line and compete against high-powered offenses in their division. The inclusion of R.J. Umberger in trade rumors adds another dimension to the potential deal. Known for his offensive consistency and ability to play in multiple roles, Umberger could be a key piece in negotiations. Toronto's need for offensive depth makes him a highly attractive target. If the Leafs are serious about acquiring Umberger, they may need to sweeten the pot with additional assets. Prospects, draft picks, or even another roster player could be included to make the trade enticing enough for Columbus to part with one of their key forwards. The Blue Jackets' hesitancy to trade Umberger likely stems from his importance to their lineup. He's a reliable scorer and has been a cornerstone for the team in recent seasons. Losing him would require Columbus to find a suitable replacement to maintain their offensive productivity. Timing could play a pivotal role in these negotiations. As the trade deadline approaches, both teams will feel the pressure to finalize any potential deals. This urgency could push one side to make a decisive move or risk missing out on addressing critical roster needs. The fan base of both teams has been vocal about their opinions on these rumors. Maple Leaf supporters are eager for a trade that could bring immediate results, while Blue Jackets fans are cautious about losing a key player like Umberger. The potential backlash adds another layer of complexity for the general managers involved. Media coverage of the situation has only fueled the intensity of these discussions. Analysts and insiders are debating whether this trade makes sense for both teams and what a finalized deal might look like. Speculation is rampant, but concrete details remain scarce, leaving fans hanging on every update. Ultimately, The fate of this potential trade lies in the balance of needs, timing, and willingness to compromise. Both the Maple Leafs and Blue Jackets are in positions where a well-executed deal could have far-reaching implications for their success this season and beyond. Whether this becomes a reality or fades into the backdrop of NHL trade rumors remains to be seen. As discussions continue to swirl, the strategic motivations of both teams are coming into sharper focus. The Toronto Maple Leafs are rumored to be eyeing significant changes to bolster their playoff hopes, while the Columbus Blue Jackets are carefully weighing their options to strengthen their core without compromising their future. Francois Beauchemin's name in trade talks is hardly surprising. A steady presence on the Maple Leafs blue line, his experience and leadership make him a valuable asset for any team seeking defensive stability. Yet, his availability indicates Toronto's desire to explore new directions in their roster composition. For Columbus, Beauchemin could serve as a short-term solution to their defensive struggles. His ability to log heavy minutes and play in high-pressure situations would be a boost to their blue line, especially as they aim to secure a playoff spot in a competitive division. The potential departure of R.J. Umberger from the Blue Jackets, however, represents a significant sacrifice. As a versatile forward, Umberger has consistently contributed to the team's offensive efforts, and his absence would leave a noticeable void. This makes the negotiations particularly delicate for Columbus. Toronto's interest in Umberger is understandable. With scoring depth being a persistent issue, adding a forward of his caliber could provide the secondary scoring punch they've been lacking. His versatility to play in various roles would also offer head coach flexibility in lineup decisions. One potential sticking point in these talks is the value of draft picks or prospects that Toronto might include to sweeten the deal. Burke's reputation for shrewd negotiating suggests he won't overpay, but Columbus will likely demand significant compensation for parting with a player of Umberger's caliber. Another dynamic in play is the potential ripple effect across the league. If a trade is finalized, it could influence the strategies of other teams eyeing similar players. The NHL trade market is highly reactive, and a move involving Beauchemin or Umberger could set off a domino effect as teams adjust their plans. Both franchises must also consider the chemistry of their current rosters. For Toronto, integrating a new forward mid-season could bring short-term challenges as players adjust. For Columbus, the loss of a key figure like Umberger might disrupt team morale, especially if no immediate replacement steps up. The financial aspect of this potential deal also looms large. Both teams must navigate salary cap implications to ensure compliance while maximizing the value they receive in any transaction. This adds an extra layer of complexity to an already intricate negotiation process. As fans and analysts speculate on the outcome, the clock is ticking. The trade deadline serves as a hard stop, forcing both teams to make a decision. Will they find common ground and finalize a blockbuster trade, or will these discussions fade into the background of the NHL's busy trade landscape? Only time will tell, but the anticipation is palpable.